Hey, it's Corey with Freedom Investing Group, and I'm here with another Tales from the Trenches. Today, I'm just going to tell a story that's going on right now about two tenants who are having a serious dispute and kind of where we're at with it. No clue. Don't take this as you should do this, you shouldn't do this. We're talking to our attorney and trying to figure it out. But anyway, here's the story. We have tenant A, a lady who lives in one trailer with a few kids. And then there's another tenant in another trailer, um, another home, I should say, across the street, a few doors down. And we got an email a couple days ago from tenant A saying, like, very upset, this other tenant had been screaming at her, going off the rails, threatening her, like really really awful stuff. And then she sent us screenshots of all these text messages where, I mean, yeah, she was threatening to hurt. I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm going to pay somebody to hurt you. You better watch your back. They calling her names, and I mean, really awful stuff. Which clearly isn't okay. So what do we do about that? So the first thing is we recommended she go to the police, which she had already done, and so she's going to the police to try to get a restraining order. And this is I talked this through with the attorney. So here's what we're figuring out to do here. And the situation is not yet resolved, so maybe there'll be more tales of the trenches with it. But so this particular tenant who's making the complaint has had issues with other tenants before as well. So it's a little unclear, from our stance far away, who's maybe at fault and what was done to instigate. We're only seeing one side of the story here, but the one side looks pretty bad. We did reach out to the on-site manager, and they said, yeah, no, the lady went off the rails. She's been doing that a lot lately. They maybe suspect some drug use, so we're trying to figure out what to do. So we talked to our attorney, and he recommended not trying to get in and like call this tenant, call that tenant, try to figure it out. He recommended that the tenant who's having the problem go to the police, get a judge to file a restraining order, because he said at that point the judge will have to look at a couple sides of the story. And then once we have a restraining order saying, hey, there's harassment, there's a restraining order, then we have something we can actually work with. And so then what we can do, then we're going to have a decision point. Do we just remove this other tenant completely? This is the first I've heard of any issues with them, but it does sound like maybe she's had some other issues recently too. So maybe we can that would be cause to remove her for harassment of other residents. And or do we basically give like a violation letter, like a warning, saying, hey, we understand this happened. If you violate the conditions of your restraining order, that will be condition. That will be enough to remove you. So we're going to have to make a decision on that point. The first step, though, is I guess the resident who's feeling threatened, which is got to be awful, is going and getting this restraining order. So that's what we're dealing with right now. Fun times in mobile home parks, but you got to deal with it all. You get a group of people together, there's always going to be someone who don't get along, and so hopefully we'll figure it out. And if we have to get rid of a tenant who's like, threats of violence aren't okay, so we may just end up getting rid of the tenant. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to say names or which state or anything like that, but that's what we're dealing with right now. Hope you are having a better day than this. And yeah, take care. Cheers.